What is up, you guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you with Dallas Stewart on the speakerphone. Not the ending we wanted, man, but we definitely got some questions answered, and definitely not the way we wanted it to go today. As the Seahawks fall in a heartbreaking loss at the end, 17-16 to the Los Angeles Rams in SoFi. Coming from the viewing party, it was cool just being at Norb's viewing party. Got to kick it with Norb, got to kick it with Seahawks Brendan Nelson. And that was just a fun little get-together. Just a lot of things that went wrong in that game. And just no offense in the second half again to get us more points. Dallas, how you doing?
Yeah, that was not very good. That was a tough one to let get away.
Yeah, especially with what we got coming in now with San Francisco on Thanksgiving, the Cowboys the following week, the Niners again, and the Philadelphia Eagles. This could easily turn into a 5-game losing streak.
Yep, this easily could. This was a very critical game that they dropped.
Yeah. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I mean, it started out so good. We were able to get that 3 and out and then go downfield and get that touchdown to Metcalf and then getting those field goals. But then I would say, man, just going into that, just all these freaking penalties that we had. I mean, especially after we got that 50-yard play to Metcalf, and not being able to cash that in for a freaking touchdown, not getting a touchdown, not getting held to a field goal, that was ultimately that and the freaking...
Wasn't there a grounding call on that drive?
I think there was, yeah.
We had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, the back-to-back weeks, Gino gets called for an intentional grounding. And then the one play where he gets hurt, where Aaron Donald basically had 2 hands to the helmet on that play, which I thought should have been a roughing the passer penalty on Aaron Donald too.
Yeah,
and then
call right there.
Yeah, but the worst of the penalties I would say was the freaking pass interference, the tripping in the freaking red zone where the guy clearly just fell. I mean, he just tripped. I didn't see any evidence to why that should have been flagged in the first place.
Yeah, that was a bad call, and they capitalized on it.
But the main bad call, I would say, that was the backbreaker, was the Tariq Woolen hands to the face penalty on the 3rd and 15 when we could have forced them to punt and then give us a better opportunity to go down, drive, and win the game. But when Geno got hurt, I think we all got the answer to why Drew Lock is not the starting quarterback. And this is definitely a shot at those that were calling for Geno to be benched in favor of Drew Lock being the starter. We finally got the answer. They all finally got the answer that you want to see. You asked why. You asked to get Drew out there, and you saw why he's not the starter, especially when he threw that gift of an interception on that throw it up play to Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, that was a game-changing play. That led to what ended up being the Rams' game-winning field goal.
Exactly.
That was a killer interception.
It was.
A bad throw.
Yeah. So now... And then when Geno came back in the final minutes and then immediately got us into field goal range, that's why he's the starting quarterback. I mean, I know it's not the long-term future, obviously, because I still have a feeling we're going to draft a quarterback in this next drive, but that pretty much showed me and showed everyone why Drew Lock is not a starting quarterback.
Yeah, he had his chance, to prove himself in this game, and he made a very critical interception. I think was a turning point in the game.
Yeah. I mean, and then also it sucks losing frickin' Kenneth Walker. We don't know the extent of his oblique injury and if he'll even be back to play on Thanksgiving for the 49ers game. That was a very critical injury.
I think Geno said at the end of the game he's not sure if he'll be able to play on Thursday.
And if he's not able to play Thursday, then we're easily going to get blown out by the
Niners.
Niners.
It's going to be a massacre.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see. I still can't believe Geno was able to come back and freaking make some of those throws that he made on that last drive.
That last drive, though, I just thought I don't think we used the clock very well.
We didn't.
We should have ran one more. We should have ran one more play to the sideline to get it closer.
Yeah, and
spiked it.
Yeah, spiked
it after that Metcalf catch.
Yeah, and then freaking do another throw down the field, down the sideline to get it closer, so the kick would have been a lot more easier. Instead, we had to try to kick a 55-yarder, and Myers just missed it to the right.
Yeah, and that ended a string of 15 straight makes by him.
Yeah.
And he was 8 for 8 in his last 2 games prior to that kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, very frustrating losses. A very frustrating loss. I think what ultimately doomed us was the penalties today.
Oh yeah, big time.
Those were some of those were absolute killers. Like, I know the drive where we got the fourth down stop. A key pass interference, but we ended up getting a fourth down stop, which it didn't end up costing us. But man, there were so many critical holding penalties after we got a first down.
Oh yeah,
that was called back. Some critical false starts.
that's why you need sixes in the game against the Rams. That's why you need to be scoring touchdowns and winning games. You got to be scoring touchdowns and not just getting held to field goals. That's still been an ongoing issue, and it needs to be fixed. And it's just not getting any easier.
To put that game away in the first half. When it was 10-0, I swear, if we had gotten a touchdown there, the whole game would have been different.
Big time.
The Rams would have had a big hole to climb out of.
Exactly, and just the fact that we can't put
that long touchdown drive before half, that gave them life right there.
It did. And that
bled pretty much the entire clock.
It did. They bled the clock, got the Puka Nacua touchdown, and then it gave them life. That was what ultimately gave them the life. And then the fact that we couldn't hold them to a field goal there before the half, or got to stop there, was what gave the Rams life. And now we end up getting swept by them, but had a chance to win the game.
Time in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Sean McVay's now 10-5 against Pete Carroll.
Yeah. All because this time around Myers couldn't make that freaking 55-yarder.
Subpar Rams team, and it gave them life.
It did.
We had a chance to just bury them today.
And we didn't take the opportunity because our offense continues to struggle and not be able to put up more touchdowns instead of just settling for field goals.
This was very similar to the first game.
It was. I mean, just because the offense couldn't get touchdowns, granted it was much more closer than the first game.
Except we had a bigger lead in this game.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, drop your thoughts down.
A very critical game we dropped it because we have a very tough stretch coming up.
Yeah. Anyway, drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And, yep, it's a heartbreaking loss, 17-16. And I will catch y'all later. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.